thanks for the food. And I just wanted to show you my top 5 things that I have to have in the kitchen. And these are the things that I have to have no matter where I am in the world or what I'm doing or where I'm living. These are things I've had in my kitchen. A couple of them have just been things that I've added in the last couple of years, but most of them have been things that I've always had in my kitchen, basically ever since I was like, 15, 16 years old, cooking vegetarian meals for myself at home. And they're things that basically they're pretty inexpensive, all of them, but they're things that just take your cooking kind of just to another place. They're all like fresh and natural as always, but I just want to show you kind of like my top 5 ingredients of things that I have to have in the kitchen. Like I said before, I'm kind of new to this whole like putting myself on YouTube thing, so as you guys already know, I say a lot and I say like a lot, so if that bothers you, feel free to click the X in the box and head off to another channel. Okay, so here are my top 5 things for taking your cooking kind of to the next level in the kitchen. Okay, the number one thing, and this is like available everywhere, and I've never lived somewhere or been somewhere where they don't have these. The first thing are lemons. Now these are I have 2 relatively small sized lemons here, and I always have to have fresh lemons wherever I go, and that's because you can use lemon juice in marinades. You can also use it to kind of pick up the flavors in things like chicken soup or different kinds of soups. So you can basically use it for salad dressings, soups, stews, use it for, baked goods, use it in desserts. You use lemon juice, and also like the peel of the lemon, you can zest it. So I basically use lemon juice and lemon zest in just about everything. I always have to have lemons. I oftentimes have limes, and now that I'm in Norway and limes are pretty much available in every store in Norway, I generally always have lemons and limes, but no matter what, I always have to have lemons. So that's the first thing. Okay, the next thing, the next thing I want to show is basically garlic. And these are just pieces of a clove of garlic. I've taken a clove here and just broken it apart so you can kind of see, for those of you that aren't that familiar with what garlic, let me just get it so you can see it. For those of you that aren't that familiar with like what real garlic actually looks like, it comes in these bulbs, and then you basically break apart the bulbs, and this is what you end up with. And with garlic, the thing to know is that garlic is grown basically in the ground, so you can actually just and how they grow garlic is they take like one of these cloves and they basically put it in soil and just water it and all that stuff that farmers do to grow garlic. But anyways, and then you pull it out of the ground, and most of the time what we buy in Norway is dried garlic, and most of it comes from China. But what I like to do is I buy my garlic now pretty much exclusively at the organic grocery store here in the city center. So I think that usually comes from France or from Italy, I can't remember, but it comes from somewhere in the EU, and I really like it. It's fresh, and it just has this really nice taste. Also, when you get fresh garlic in the stores, they usually come with like this much of a green stalk on them, and you can basically dice that stalk, and you can finally slice it and put it into salads, and also put it into marinades and my favorite soups and stews, and you can use it in baked things like baked chicken or baked pork chops or whatever. But I really like to cut it up and put it into salads because it just gives like this really nice kind of mild garlicky flavor. But when you buy fresh garlic, it just has this flavor that's just 10 times better than the stuff that we get that's imported from the other side of the world. So my second thing besides lemons that I have to have is garlic. The other thing that I have to have, this is kind of a twofer, but we're going to count this as one, of course, is like salt and pepper. And those of you who know me kind of know that these spice grinders are just the cheap ones that you get in just about every big box store in Norway. And I won't say the place where I bought these at, but everyone pretty much knows where these came from. But anyways, and they're just, you can adjust the size of the grind to be, small up until large. And I always have to have, this is sea salt and this is black pepper kernels. And let me just put these so you guys can see these a little bit better. So these are basically what you get like pre-ground a lot in the U.S. and that's what I grew up with was, the big containers of pre-ground pepper kernels. Here's some more of them just so for those of you who have kind of like never seen these before. But that's what I grew up with. And once I got, just an inexpensive pepper grinder and got my own pepper kernels, cooking with, I can't use anything but freshly ground black pepper because there's nothing else in the world that tastes like it and it complements pretty much everything that it's in. I've been experimenting a little bit with using pepper kernels with sweet dishes, not just savory dishes. So there's some, different combinations that you can use and that people have been using for different kinds of sorbets and ice creams and drinks and desserts and all different kinds of things. So don't just think you have to use black pepper kernels in savory dishes. But again, that's what they look like for those of you who have never seen what black pepper kernels look like before. But I have to have salt and pepper. Another thing that I have to have, so number 4 on my list that I have to have is, and this is a new one, Agave Nectar. Yay, Agave Nectar. Woo, we love this stuff. So the thing I love about Agave Nectar, and this is from a company called Wholesome Sweeteners. The thing I love about Agave Nectar is since it's low GI, I can use just a very little amount of this, and it gives me just a little bit of sweetness. But also I can use this without having my blood sugar spike, which means that I stay full longer and I don't tend to kind of pick up on a lot of the processed stuff as much. So I really love blue agave nectar, and I basically have to have this in my kitchen now. I just cannot, it's just not standard operating in here if we don't have blue agave in this house. So this is low GI. This is organic. You can find non-organic varieties. I think you can find this in pretty much every health food store or organic store in Norway, but if not, there are several places online that you can buy this from that will ship to Norway, no problem. I get mine on Amazon. There's a couple of other places that you can get this from. I sometimes bring this back from England if I remember to pick it up in the grocery store before I come back to Norway. But you can basically find this, like I said, in most health food stores in Norway, and it's low GI, it's sweet. You can find kind of varieties that are mixed with blueberry or that have blueberry flavor, have strawberry flavor, but I just use the plain. This is the light variety. I've also used the dark one. One thing that I do now is like on pancakes, I instead of using 100% maple syrup, I use a mix that's half agave and half maple syrup just to kind of cut down on the sugar. But I really like this. I have to have it. I put it in, everything. I don't use as much of it as I used to just because there have been some reports out about how processed it is, which I think, again, you have to use everything in moderation and there has to be some balance in your diet. But for me, I tend to, just use a touch of this and a little bit goes a long way. So, everything in moderation, but I just totally love a blue agave nectar and I have to have it in my kitchen. The next thing that I have to have and the final thing, so item number 5, and I picked out 3 different varieties to show you. The first thing, the number 5 thing, of course, are good quality cold pressed organic oils. So what does that actually mean? This is like my number 1 favorite thing that has come into my kitchen in the last, 2 years. I love my blue agave nectar. I love, love, love this. But this will be like in my coffin on the day I die. I love, love, love coconut oil. Love this stuff. And the thing I love about coconut oil is one, the fats that are in coconut oil are just really healthy for you. But also the thing I love about this stuff is this brand specifically is organic. They don't use any GMO ingredients. Also, it's unrefined and it's cold pressed, which just means all of the anti-inflammatory properties that are in really good oils and a really good oil such as this one, you get the full benefit of these when you have it. What I started off doing when I was using this product was I basically put like 2 tablespoons in with my smoothies that I used to do in the morning, and I don't know, I just started feeling a lot healthier and I just started feeling a lot healthier and I just was less tired. I have a pretty busy schedule, so for me, I just try to maintain a diet that supports the lifestyle that I have, which means that I have to eat food that's going to help maintain my energy, not leave me hungry, and also is going to make me tired. So when I started eating this, I just I can't even tell you like how much better my skin feels, how much better my hair feels, my nails used to be really brittle and dry, and this has just helped them like tremendously. The other thing I love about coconut oil is this is a really good alternative for vegetarians and for vegans who don't eat butter, or people who are allergic to dairy, and or people who are lactose intolerant. Using coconut oil can be used in place of butter in a lot of recipes. So a lot of times when I give you like a vegan option in recipes, such as for the empanada recipe or for other things, I'm actually using coconut oil instead of butter. So this is just, I cannot rave and just praise this product enough. I just love, love, love coconut oil, and this is my favorite brand. It's an awesome product. Again, you can buy this on Amazon. There's a couple of other places online that you can buy this that will ship to Norway. You can also get other brands and other varieties here in Norway, but they tend to be really expensive. So what I do is I buy mine online and just have it shipped in, because I just feel like this just has such a better flavor. It's a very mild, very, very mild coconut flavor. So if you don't like that, I would probably recommend that you stick with some of the Norwegian varieties, or some of the varieties that are more common in Norway, and that's mainly because those have a little bit more of a neutral flavor. But I don't mind the flavor of coconut oil, just a mild flavor. But this is great for things like, I use this in my popping popcorn in a wok video, because I just, like, again, I just cannot say enough about this. Love, 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 love this in my coffin when I die. Not even kidding. Love this stuff. The other thing about oils is this is the olive oil that I use, and I buy this at the organic store. And again, this is cold pressed and organic. Great olive oil, totally love it. Have to have, you know, olive oil at all times in my kitchen, along with coconut oil. And the last oil that I use, this is kind of interchangeable, but this is the this is deodorized sunflower oil, which means it doesn't have like a sunflower fragrance to it, or smell or taste to it. And I just buy this as my like neutral oil, so I always have to have a cold pressed organic neutral oil in my kitchen. And this is the last brand that I picked up at the organic store. Sometimes I buy canola oil, or rapeseed oil as it's called here in Norway, at the organic store instead of buying this. But I just really love having like a neutral cold pressed organic oil in my kitchen, because I get all the omega fatty acids from the different oils that I use, but also just all of the properties that just make different varieties of oil really good for you. And I see a huge difference in the quality of my skin, my hair, my nails, everything. And my energy levels are just, I just, again, can't say enough. So again, just to kind of review, my top 5 things for having in the kitchen, of course, are things like lemons. Have to have these. Also have to have garlic, fresh garlic. And I buy mine organic because that's what I like. But again, you can find, you know, fresh garlic in pretty much every store in Norway. The other thing is, you know, sea salt and black pepper. And again, I buy just spice grinders from one of those big box stores and put in my own salt and pepper. And I buy my sea salt at the organic store because it's very inexpensive per kilo. And also my black pepper kernels I buy at the organic store because, again, it's it's actually cheaper to buy pepper kernels whole per kilo than it is to buy the dried out pre-ground stuff per kilo. Don't know how that works, but anyways. So this again is what pepper kernels look like whole. These are a bit crushed because they have been in the pepper grinder. Another thing I have to have is blue agave nectar, and this is my favorite brand. I tried a couple of brands. There's a Swedish company that also imports some stuff to Norway, and I tried theirs. It's really good, but I kind of like this a bit better, so this is the blue agave nectar that I use. Again, this is organic, but yours doesn't have to be. And then the last thing that I have to have are good oils. This is the coconut oil that I use. And then this is the olive oil that I've been using. I tried a couple of different varieties, and I tend to just kind of pick up whatever they have at the organic store. But yeah, so that's it. So those are my top 5 things that I have to have in the kitchen, no matter what country I'm living in or where I'm at. Those are things just for good health and good taste. So thanks a lot for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!